Hello, hello, Shoggoth Unknown here. Welcome back to Genshin Impact, here on the 29th of January. Oh, what's that called? The Exquisite Night Chimes unlocked. Cool. Local time is 1826, and it's been a little bit... Oh, things are weird. Oh, I think it's the webcam. Yeah, let me turn it off real quick. And... things should be better. They were... I think there's still maybe a couple things to address. When I move the mouse, I'm still getting some issues, but take a look at the shadows there. The shadows are actually moving smoothly. I'm not seeing any stuttering on those shadows. So it's actually a problem I've been dealing with for a bit, and I didn't know how to fix it. Finally, I figured something out. I'm a little late, because I would have liked to start about half an hour ago, but I was messing with this and debugging, if you will, trying a couple different things, and it turns out I kept coming across a common thread of people saying, you know, it could just be too many things in one scene. And I started messing with that. I was going to start deleting things. I'm like, well, do I really need that? Do I really need this? And what I ended up finding was the moment I clicked to disable, not disable, but to like hide the webcam the window capture, it stopped stuttering. Like I was looking at the title screen of the game and it was stuttering. And then when I told it to, basically I have a game capture and I have a window capture, because some things I just can't get to work with the game capture. But I leave the window capture on. Right now, the only thing that's doing window capture is Dwarf Fortress. And it's just, it's like hard-coded to just automatically be set to Dwarf Fortress. And so I just leave it on because it doesn't do anything for any other game, except apparently cause stuttering in every single game. But yeah, I'm seeing just any animations on the screen right now are like buttery smooth. That's a huge improvement. But I still get a little bit when I'm moving the mouse around, and that's just an oddity that I haven't been able to figure out. Could be a polling issue or whatever, but it's you know, one issue solved, another one is still there, but you know, it is what it is. But that's good for like movies and stuff. Like when I'm playing Metal Gear Solid on stream, it's not going to be stuttering during the movies and stuff anymore, which is going to be nice. All right, so let's check some things out here. Banner. Unfortunately, I had it spoiled for me. This is my first time actually seeing it though. But someone sent me something like the day after this patch dropped, and he was like, I logged onto Genshin this morning, and I got like the best luck ever. I got all hate them, and I was like, oh, thanks, you spoiled it. I didn't want to know that. But yeah, we got all hate them, so let's go ahead and do some polls and grab him real quick. How you doing right now, Tusk? Good to see you here, man. Who else was on the banner? I didn't even pay attention. Okay. I don't know who you are. Are you new? Yeah, how you doing? We're gonna check that character out. I don't know when she's gonna pop up. Because we're gonna get a 4-star every single 10 pull. No 5-star this time. I'm getting nervous about something. Oh, there we are. Yao Yao. Okay. I don't recognize you, so you're new, I guess. Yeah, you are new. I'm getting worried about something that it's going to tell me you can't do a poll because you have too many weapons. I kind of thought the same, dude. one's a no. And we're gonna need more, more things. So let's get a few right here. Let's get these. Let's get these. Can I get more, Prima Gems? Yeah. We're back up to 65. We got enough to at least get a guarantee. But will I get I'll hate them, or will I have to rely on a pity? Dude, I ain't even touching that one, Tusk. I'm not going on that one. Ah, it happened! No space in inventory, my ass. So we can just, like, auto-add 3 stars. Do I just want to auto... Oh, it only does, like, a certain amount, right? Yeah, 100 of them. Auto-add 3 stars. We'll do another 100. I wish I could do this with artifacts. I mean, maybe they added a way to do it now. Can you even see artifacts in here, though? Do you have weapons? Yeah, okay. Auto add 3 star. Oh, hell yeah. It's just Mora, but dude, I don't care. I'm not artifact farming anytime soon. I'm tired of having to deal with these damn things. Let's get rid of a few more weapons. I'm basically sticking with everything that I currently have. Oh, whoops, I forgot to even set my phone up for the stream. I was so busy trying to, like, debug some of these issues. I really want to figure out the mouse one. It's bizarre. Like, if I start... Oh, it's actually smooth right now. Because the thing is, when I start moving my mouse around a lot of times, it lags on OBS, but not on my monitor. Like, it'll be fine on my actual monitor, but not in OBS. There's some, like, streaming is weird. Alright, let's go. Oh, and you said do an epic. How about me? Oh, wait, who are we getting? I'll answer after we see who I get. I am absolutely miserable. This is the worst day of my life. Oh my goodness. I'm laughing because I haven't seen Rose in a minute. I mean, I was gone. I didn't stream most of last week. But Rose was talking about how she wanted a Chi-Chi for like the longest time. And, well... I have way too many. Yeah. I'm not going to skip through the rest because there may be another 5-star. I've had that happen on stream. Okay, not this time. Well, that sucks. I have C6 Chi-Chi. I don't need another one. Like, I can't take any more. Who are you? I know I have you, but yeah, Farazan. Because you're new-ish. Alright, I'm gonna have to deal with some characters real quick. Let's see. Constellation, I didn't know I had one of you. Oh, is that the weapon debate club? Where did you see it? Where was I at that showed that? Must have been one of the early... No, he doesn't use a club. Who was I on that would have shown that? It doesn't even matter, but... who did I click through? I don't know, you said it like right after I went into the menu. Not long after I went into the menu.
I created another universe.
Noelle. Noelle's good, yeah. I mean, everyone gets to get her, like, basically for free on that first banner, too. Alright, will it be I'll hate them? Nope. Couple 4 stars. And we only have 4 more. Let's burn them. Let's see what I get. Garbage. Well, it is the new... It's the new featured character, and you're gonna get a 4-star every pull. Or not, every 10 pull, you're guaranteed at least 1 4-star. And she's on the featured banner, so... Like, if we look at the details... The percentages are weird. So it's a 50... The way it is, it's a 50% chance that when you get a 4-star, it's going to be one of these 3. So then it's like a 33% between each of these 3. And in the other 50% of the time, you get like any random 4-star. I do remember getting like endless Barbaras. How could I ever forget? The flute. Alright, well, no, I'll hate them now. We still have 8 days. I will get him.
Paradise.
I'm just not gonna get him right this moment. Alright, let's hop into questing stuff, because it's been a bit now and I haven't done anything. We have 7-star selection, and it looks like it's... Oh, wait. Ooh, hold on. We have new ones in here or something? I'm wondering if... Is I'll hate them the one I need? Is that new? I think it might be. Because now he's playable. Because that story quest was already here. I'm very intrigued at what we actually have. Yo, we got a lot of new map over here. Hold on. This may be less of a questing day and more of a just let's explore for a little bit day. What do we think? What are we thinking today? Explore and chill for a bit. If there's new stuff, that's kind of what I lean towards. If there's new map. Oh, this is where that big-ass sandstorm is at. I saw that before and I was like, yeah, we're going out there. Dude, I totally get that tusk. Well, it's like me with, you know, if I'm rereading something like Berserk or whatever. I don't know why I picked the worst spot. I could have at least picked that one to get closer. If I'm like rereading Berserk or, you know, replaying the Metal Gear Solid games right now, I get that, you know, it's like, this part's coming up. But the way I'm playing those Metal Gear Solid games, I'm not spoiling anything, I'm not, you know, hyping things up ahead of time. To me, that's a spoiler, you know, I've talked about it, but to me, if, you know, someone's playing a game and you get to a part and it's like, oh, this is my favorite part of the game that you just got to, that's a spoiler. And that's setting expectations, right? I don't like that kind of stuff. So me as the one playing it, I don't want to do that either, right? I don't want to, like, set expectations for somebody watching. I would assume most people watching it know the games, but maybe there's someone who doesn't, and I don't want to spoil that, you know? I don't want to ruin that and be like, oh, this next conversation's my favorite one in the game. We need to be careful. Paimon's heard that a lot of caravans have gone missing or been attacked here. Why is this, like, orangish? They're not normally this color, are they? What's going on here? There's a little, like, weird icon there. Desert of Hadramaveth. But what I'm not seeing are... Oh, no, I zoomed in. Now I see them. Okay. Yeah, we gotta... Yeah, this is gonna be an exploration day. I'm okay with that. Do we have anything to turn in? We need, 6 Dendroculus. And there's probably some here. Oh, you arrive at a canyon, but your path is being barred. Is this the quest? Hey, who are you? Whoa, bandits! Bandits? How rude. I'm Mindas, a scout, and this is Hugewet. We're adventurers just passing by. Here, the matriarch has forbidden us from harming foreign adventurers. You must hurry up and get out of here. Yeah, if only Jet were here. She's better at dealing with outsiders. We know her! Did you say Jet? Well, what's the matter then? She joined us some time back and is highly valued by the matriarch. She's practically the matriarch's shadow. None of us tribespeople even come close to that kind of treatment. We actually kind of know her. Well, if you're Jet's friends, I won't stop you. You may move on. The tribe's campsite lies ahead. Jet isn't back yet, but Aderfi, Masera, and Yufton are in at the moment. They're pretty friendly to outsiders. You can look for them, but if you have lied to us, you will find us less merciful. So you ripped me out of the air, stuck me in a weird place. Alright, I see that. Let's go get that. I completely lost my train of thought a little bit, though. This is different. Weathered Obelisk. The desert contains a mysterious matching sequence of ancient characters. You must find the corresponding location and use attacks to change the displayed characters to make the two groups of characters the exact same. Alright. This will screw everything up a bit, but it's okay. So Tusk was saying, you know that one dude that if you get a son, it's like, Dad, why are you playing that old-ass game? It's from 2018. Just play a 2045 game. One day you'll understand. No, it's super... It's true. Old games are still fun, too, though. In a lot of cases, good old games are still fun. There are old games that are really jank, and they feel like a product of their time, but there are a lot of old games... Like, JRPGs are a genre that age very well, with, like, turn-based combat and stuff. That's a genre that ages exceptionally well, because it doesn't rely on, like, complex control schemes and stuff. You know, it doesn't rely on crazy technology. Right, I think maybe that. I haven't checked what this one can make, but no. Oh. Alright, I'm missing something. I thought it was supposed to be identical. Whatever.
Destiny has brought
I
me
accidentally solved it. Where was I trying to go earlier? This way? Yeah. Yeah, some game genres age very well, though, and they're still fun for modern people to play, even without the nostalgia. And that's a big thing, like, because a lot of people think it's just nostalgia that carries those older games. And it's like, no, dude, they're legitimately fun. But you gotta play the right stuff. Oh, there was that right there. I totally missed it. Come on, last one. Let's go. Yeah, I totally missed the bridge point there, like the little zoomy boy.
Destiny has brought me hither.
All right, I think we have that thing right there, the picture thing, the viewpoint. So let's go for that. Cool. Nostalgia also lies, Tusk says. I had nostalgia about Castle Storm because it's one of my first 360 games, but when I replayed it in 2022, it sucked. It's boring as hell. There is some of that. I mean, I don't know that game, but there are games where, you know, especially me growing up when I did, there are a lot of games that are a lot more jank, right? Where you only had a few buttons on the controller and the options that existed for gameplay were much more limited. And because of that, like, we didn't have much of a choice, right? We couldn't really say, like, oh, I'm just gonna play something that's better, because there, in a lot of cases, maybe there wasn't anything better. You rented that game from, you know, Blockbuster. That's making me really old. But you rented the game or something, and that's what you had to play for the weekend. And it's like, all right, this is what I got. I'll just deal with it. Look at that dude. But that's just how it was. And so sometimes you formed memories of those games and stuff based on that kind of experience, where it's like, oh, I, you know, had a limited time to play this, I rented it, it was the only game I had that weekend, so I liked it more than I probably would have otherwise. And that's where some of that nostalgia can come from, right? Some of that false nostalgia. Is he gonna wake up now?
Cry out my illustrious name.
Because that was a common thing back then, where, like in the 90s, you rent a game, and I'm not saying it was literally like the only game you had, but it was the new thing, right? Oh, that's sick, look at that. That's so sick. But you would, you know, you would convince your parents to take, you know, to go to Blockbuster and rent a game, and yeah, it was only like $5 or whatever, but that was the thing. You had it for like a week, you had it for like 5 days or whatever, so you were gonna play it as much as you could. And then it's like, what if the game turned out to be kind of meh? You were still gonna play it, because it was the new thing. At least usually. If it was really bad, meh and really bad are not the same, right?
Eye for an eye. Rack and ruin.
So, you mentioned the Luigi's Mansion being fluid, and that's actually a common thing with some, like, oh, what's this? Employment Code of Conduct tablet. Oh my god, it's a big read. Alright, let's run through it real quick. We must ensure that wages are good and the supply and distribution remain smooth, such that the workers may feed, clothe, and protect themselves and labor freely. We must ensure that all laborers receive basic education and training, that they may understand both technical skills and laws alike. We must ensure that the positions of legal scholars, soldiers, and physicians are filled so as to deal with injuries, disputes, the aftermath of mishaps, and lawsuits arising from corporal punishment. We must ensure that construction sites are installed with shops, dormitories, infirmaries, taverns, and cemeteries, and that they should be guarded well with many soldiers to prevent the laborers from entering or leaving freely. This is to prevent disruption of their work by any external factors. Compensation of laborers will be settled via reed paper proofs that shall be destroyed by the deadline. Private exchange for silver is to be prohibited, and the funds are to be issued without delay. Hard currency may also be used to settle such matters. The uses of such funds will be limited to purchasing goods, paying rent, and the maintenance of tools. They may not be used for any other matter. Those who take leave shall have their wages decreased by half, and those who miss work shall be severely punished. In recent days, the brass mask insurgents appear to be rearing their ugly heads once more. Laborers are to bring inked seals with them to work at all times. Those found bearing an inked seal from the incorrect day shall be regarded as being in cahoots with the rebels. Slavery is to be abolished. His Majesty Parmesan hereby revokes all unequal slave contracts and the special privileges granted to slave owners throughout the four corners of the earth. Rich or poor, all shall stand on their own strength from this day forth. To prevent the wicked rot of the brass mask sympathizers, all associations and assemblies must be reported. If more than 10 assemble unreported, then 1 in 3 people shall be executed. If more than 5 gather unannounced, then 2 of them shall be whipped. Wow, that got brutal. There's like... Oh wait, what's this? Sandstorm. The desert's plagued by calamitous weather on occasion. When sandstorms are ongoing, your visibility will drop precipitously. The closer you are to the heart of the sandstorm, the more intense it will be. So, it's not a permanent thing? Oh, we gotta check it out then. What is this? Another thing that I get to read about? Yep. Jin Shrine. This reminds me, by the way, Jin, also a genie, D-J-I, or it could be D-J-I-N-N, or also D-J-I-N-N-I, genie. It reminds me of Divinity Original Sin 2. I played that almost a year ago on stream, and there is a lamp, a genie lamp you can get, and its rewards are the best at like level 20 or 21 or something. I completely forgot to open it by the end of the game. Basically, you can go through, you can get like a reward and then also fight the genie and get more experience too, and I wanted to do that. I completely forgot to do it. I keep forgetting about that. Like, part of me wanted to make an extra YouTube video just to do it. Anyway, those who lived in this land in times of distant legend would set up small shrines to ancient mysterious existences around these glowing branches. Perhaps only the Jinn still understand the purpose of such sites. The Jinn.
No rest for the wicked. Solidify!
Records of the Ancient Oases, Part 5. Tax contractor changes. Nightingale Arak Distillery. 6 of 1. Without greed, those who do not drink or are underage must pay additional fees. Wait, so if you don't drink, you pay additional fees? That's stupid. Villagers must remember to change their tax contracts at the security station. Alright, let's get out of here. So anyway, what I was saying before is, some of those older games are like really high quality. Tusk was mentioning Luigi's Mansion, and it made me think of like Crash Bandicoot and stuff like that, where there was actually a lot of really cool technology that went into some of those games back then. Game developers in like the 80s and really the 90s. Oh, what the hell? Dodge the Weenut attacks. Weenut, an apex predator hidden beneath the golden sands. Stay especially sharp while moving within the territory of a Weenut. Dude, I was trying to move. I was coming out the damn menu.
Stabilize.
Alright, I did it. Does he give up now? Cry out my illustrious name. Anyway, game developers in the really the 90s and like the early 2000s were a different breed than they are today. I'm not saying that people today aren't smart or whatever, but game development's changed. What game development used to be is not what it is anymore. Game development used to be much smaller projects, and it honestly required a lot more technological innovation than most of it does today. Again, I'm not trying to say anything bad. There's actually still technological innovation that goes on, but what used to happen is we had much more limited hardware than we do today,
Solidify.
and you couldn't get away with doing a lot of the stuff that happens now, where games are like, well, we have all these extra resources, so we don't have to necessarily always be as efficient. Efficiency still matters in really, you know, top, like, AAA, high-quality games. Efficiency matters, right? But it's different than it was, like, back in the 90s, when it was a challenge just to do very basic, rudimentary 3D graphics. And then you had games like Ultima Underworld and Elder Scrolls Arena coming out, and that was like mind-blowing. And they're like, oh my god, how did you render those, like, what we look at today as like terrible graphics, how did you render those as fast as you did to make it a real-time playable game? Right? It took like technological wizardry at the time to do that. And that's what I mean by like, they were a different breed back then than what they are today. Let's read this real quick. Captain Zoya Snezhevna's report 3. Babel ceased communication with us without warning. We lost contact with all our listening posts. We were alone, unmoored in an endless sandstorm. Lieutenant Ruslan reported that our logistics troops have spotted strange shapes in the storm, seemingly observing them. They seem to have elected not to cut off our supply line despite having the ability to. I suspected that they wanted to talk terms. 3 weeks later, Babel's messenger came to us with new conditions. We were to either accept her terms or leave this desert altogether. We have to temporarily suspend our exploration of the Eternal Oasis and shift all our strength to dealing with the Tanit first. Unfortunately, our rendezvous points have been scattered. It will be difficult for us to pose any threat to them. Professor Fraderak says that he needs a live sample. I do not know what he's talking about, but he does have overall command over us. So we have decided to find some way to capture those people, or perhaps that person. What, me, the Traveler? Who's that person? This is what I just read, right? Yeah. Oh, it's on the ground. I thought I was looking at this. So yeah, that's an example of what I mean by game developers being built different back then. Because technology didn't allow any shortcuts, basically. It required like new algorithms just to do 3D graphics and stuff, right? And these days, most people aren't developing new algorithms. They're not developing new technologies to make a game. They're relying on existing technologies. So that's kind of what I mean there by, you know, they were built different and they had to work a lot harder in a lot of ways to do what seems very simple today. They're things that we take for granted, you know. Stardew Valley is actually, I mean, he did build, as far as I know, everything from scratch. Like, it's his own engine and stuff. So, but he's an example of, like, he's an exception, you know. Because a lot of people today, they would just use Unreal or they would use Unity, right? They would use an engine which does most of the heavy lifting for them, and they would just focus on building the game logic and the assets and everything. And there's not necessarily anything wrong with that. I don't know about No More Heroes, but yeah, I think the Choo Choo Charles game is Unreal.
Solidify.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with using Unreal. Final Fantasy VII Remake, they completely scrapped it. They were building it in their own engine. I think it's called the Lumen engine. I think that's what Final Fantasy 15 used. And it was really hard to work with. And they weren't progressing quickly enough. And I think they were having some issues. And they scrapped everything. And because it was like outsourced to another company too, I think. And then Square Enix was like, forget it, we'll do it ourselves. And then they took it out of their own proprietary engine, if I'm not mistaken, and they moved it into the into Unreal. Oh, I thought that was something else.
Nice and spicy.
What did I break over here? These? So confused. Oh, there's a thing down there. Another one of those. Alright, let's go get this chest while I can.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
You mentioned Wind Waker. I remember when that game came out, and a lot of people didn't like it because of the cell shading. And they're like, it was so cartoony and stuff. And the reason it looks good is because of that. It's not that, like, they didn't necessarily do anything... They didn't do anything necessarily ahead of its time, it's just style. Right, this is what I already talked about with... I know I've mentioned it before, but like a really high quality Super Nintendo game or Sega Genesis game or whatever looks better today than a really early 3D game from the PlayStation, like 99% of the time, because those early 3D games are super jank. There's a charm to them, but they're super jank at the same time. All right, this is probably going to be another beef. Oh, no, good. Lilipar told us that the day draws near and the masked messengers have also sent word to us in the middle of the night. I must remind everyone to be vigilant. Vengeance comes like a thief. Who knows when it shall arrive? But day comes all the same, and then we must work. If only vengeance's coming wouldn't disturb our rest. So, it's a stylistic thing, right? And that's a thing that people have since learned, but when Wind Waker came out, I distinctly, like, I'm not a Zelda player, I'm not much of a Nintendo player at all, but I remember when that game came out, and everybody was, like, complaining about it, and they didn't like the graphics and everything, right? Okay, so this guy's changing them, isn't he? So we need that one to turn into you. We need you to turn in the wavy boy. Oh, there we go. I'm so good at this. But it was a new thing at the time, like there wasn't a lot of cell shading or anything back then. And that was a lesson people learned, you know, over time. Oh, we got a challenge. Yeah, I don't know some of the stuff you're talking about there. Oh, is this gonna take me through the Dendroculus? I'll take that. This thing is this is a wild challenge. It's taking me all over the place.
Destiny has brought me hither.
Alright, but can it bring me back up this way?
Solidify.
This man is just kind of sitting here chilling.
Eye for an eye.
Alright, I feel like I was talking about something else earlier that I wanted to circle back to, though. Let me see, I gotta scroll back up in the chat. Got distracted somewhere. Yeah, it had something to do with the, Wait a minute. You're just sitting right here? Yeah, I'll take this. I thought that was something else. I saw it a moment ago, but I thought it was something else. Sweet. Bro, this music slaps. Alright, let's just mark something and go for it. Keep checking stuff off here as we explore. Get your snake-looking ass out of here.
No rest.
I condemn you.
Cry out my illustrious name. Don't burn me. Oh, get away. Weathered rocks. Slightly more fragile rocks. They'll be broken when we nut attack them. Gotcha, bitch. Oh, he hit the shit out of that mushroom.
Eye for an eye.
What do I do? I guess there's nothing else to do with it for now. I don't know, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I know nothing about, like, I know very little about Zelda games, because I've never really had the desire to play them. Like, maybe I will one day, maybe I won't.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
It's really nothing against the series or anything, it's just not something that's on my mind, you know. It's never really appealed to me, I guess. I understand, you know, the importance of it in gaming history, but it's just never appealed to me. But I was kind of that way with a lot of Nintendo stuff. Like, I've played a couple of the old Mario games, and they're okay, but it just didn't do as much for me. I'm not trying to say, like, you have to pick one over the other, because I know it's the very stereotypical rivalry, but I grew up playing Sonic, and I like that more. What is that? Hey, I hit G before I got attacked. There's a delay. Small atmospheric vortex. Such local anomalous atmospheric conditions in the desert of Hadramaveth will obstruct your progress. It's said that the ancient Jinn have the power to quell such weather.
Stabilize.
Get out of here.
Nice and spicy.
No rest.
I condemn you.
But anyway, yeah, that I still want to know what I was gonna say earlier because we got sidetracked talking about random stuff. Went way off on a tangent about like other games. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. You guys aren't the ones I alter. Is that what I'm seeing? Ah, it's you guys. Alright, what is it gonna be? A W, a triangle thing, and that.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
I'm so good. I don't want to fight them. Hey, get over here, bitch. I got a rock for you to break. Treasure.
Destiny has brought me hither.
We can't get treasure chests here. That's just wrong. Get that picture. Get that snapshot. The palace abandoned by the gods. Abandoned. Pronounce the word, or the letters.
Like a lamb to the slaughter.
Like a lamb to the slaughter. What you talking about?
Where do you think you're going?
I can practically one-shot you.
I'll be back.
Eye for an eye.
I think every game should just have like a... Oh wait, we lost my shield? That seemed quick.
Stabilize.
Every game should just have like a OP mode. That'd be good. That'd be good stuff. Let's try to say great and good at the same time. That'd be good stuff. Like you just literally one-shot every enemy. I would love that.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
So it must be down below somewhere. Yep, can I get? I can. That's easy. So there's another one on the, another thing on the other side of this, like, temple here. I don't want to fight this, but it's gonna not force me in the, like, I didn't have to take this route, but kind of is. I thought I used... Oh yeah, he's out. Why are you fighting? Give me a bunch of meat. Alright, where's this gonna take me? How's it gonna mess up my route? Let me just break some boxes. Actually, it is. I just noticed there's a little square, a cube, rather, inside of that icon. Maybe I've never noticed this before, but are there different icons for the challenge depending on what kind it is? How have I never noticed that? Should have enough Primo Gems now for another Intertwined Fate. But I don't think I'm gonna go for it yet. The hell is this? Do I gotta press G? Apparently not.
Stabilize. That's close enough.
Eye for an eye.
I don't know what it is, but I just like being overpowered in games.
I'll be back.
I condemn you.
That's close enough. Solidify.
Bubba, get them.
Like, the more overpowered, the better.
No rest.
Rack and ruin.
Like, legitimately, like, one-shotting enemies and stuff makes me happy.
I condemn you.
It's part of, like... I'm playing normal on Metal Gear Solid on these playthroughs. But it really made me sad on Metal Gear Solid 3 because when I was having to get that thing running
Destiny has
yesterday,
brought me hither.
I started up a game on easy. And then just the difference in, like, health and stuff, I was like, man, that sucks.
Stabilize.
I feel like I have so little health, and the idea is, I never want to get spotted, but sometimes you're gonna get spotted and stuff. Cascade pools. The ancient ruins of the desert of Hadramaveth contain such mechanisms that were once used to guide the flow of water. Hit the spouts with attacks to switch between closed and open states. When the spouts are open, sand and grit will flow through them. Once sand and grit fills the cascade pools, some unexpected reward may be yours. But yeah, it just made me really sad this morning, playing Metal Gear Solid 3 and feeling so weak. Like, again, I don't want to get spotted, but I find Metal Gear Solid 3 to be like the most difficult Metal Gear Solid game in terms of getting spotted and stuff. Part of why I don't like it as much. I like that there's so many differences in the way they set up the gameplay. They added a lot of new ideas and stuff, but I also don't like that at times. How's that not work? So do I now stop that? And that? And that? Interesting.
Cry out my illustrious name.
Yeah, I like that they wanted to introduce a lot of new ideas, and I can understand why other people like it. But I find it to be the most annoying of the games, because it's so easy to get spotted. And it's like, when I played Metal Gear Solid 5 on stream before, back in 2020, I put a mod on to give the guards better eyesight and better hearing and stuff. And I still found that easier than Metal Gear Solid 3 in terms of not getting spotted and stuff. So that's just kind of the extent of what I mean when I say that I find that to be the most difficult of the entire series in terms of actually being stealthy and all that. Oh, we got a Dendroculus. Alright, let's go stop these guys because they're just in the way.
I condemn you.
Yeah, I had the Infinite Heaven mod on Metal Gear Solid 5. And I had like doubled their eyesight range and like their hearing range and stuff. And I made it where both myself and the enemies would die much more easily. So it was almost more like a simulation. Captain Zoya Snezhevna's report. Number 2. Our scouts and prospectors have been disappearing in the Tanit hunting grounds. Thought that said taint. 3 people in total have been lost thus far. Babel assures me that the Tanit will cooperate in the investigation, but though I agree that there's no reason for these desert people to undermine our cooperation, we cannot fully trust them. Professor Fradarok's report is quite interesting. Following an analysis of their language patterns and reading activities, he believes that the education level of these desert folk may not be low. Though their economic situation is exceedingly lacking, they nonetheless have the contacts to gain access to experimental records discarded by the academia, and a process of continuous reading, self-driven studies, and practical application have helped them establish a stable knowledge system. In many places, they have even surpassed the people of Sumeru, who are reliant on the Akasha to process information and practical skills. I mean, that would be an easy... What you said there, Tusk, that would be an easy way to, like, distract the guards or something. It's just sitting out here. I love that. Yeah, I think the more I've played different kinds of games over time, like it's weird because again, for whatever reason, I decided to put that mod on Metal Gear Solid 5, and I was still like, oh, this isn't too bad, you know, because I find that game to be actually really easy to be stealthy on, even with those modifications. But I think that has like the best gameplay basically in the series. It's the most refined. But the more I've like played games over the years, the more I've kind of reached that point where it's just like I've always liked being overpowered. I've always in JRPGs grinding has always been my thing. I love it. I want to be overpowered. But I guess more recent years I kind of got to a more extreme position of wanting to be overpowered. Whereas it's like I don't care about your stupid challenges and stuff. Like I just want to be overpowered and like, I'm gonna have fun the way I want to have fun, basically. You know what I mean? Okay, let me... I might need to turn down my sensitivity a little bit. My sensitivity is really, really high. It's hard to do, like, precision targeting. But yeah, it's been in more recent years where I've gotten like that. So I mean, I can still play the occasional like Souls game and stuff and enjoy it. But it's also why I kind of dread playing games like that now, because I just got tired of the formula at a point where it's like, I don't know, it just does, it starts to feel boring to me. Alright, how am I gonna get up there? There's gotta be a trick to it. Like, I just want to be overpowered and stuff. And that's why I do like some Souls games are more easy to be overpowered than others. So I really like that. You gonna take me down? Or, oh, you are. So the Dendroculus is up. Three chests, huh? Is there gonna be a fight? I see the sand things on the walls. Alright, so we need to dump in there. And there. I said there. Oh, it happened already. And we need to turn that off. And we need to turn that off. And that. Do we have to do this for the other side as well? Before we get anything? Because that should be good. Oh, there's a thing to read in here. Wait a minute. I don't see any... Oh. Let's read this. Depends, I guess, Tusk. Records of the Ancient Oases. Part 7, Oases. The compensation for work-related injuries has arrived. It is in hard currency, enough to feed the family for a whole year. Ha! Perhaps I should have gotten injured right from the start. They said that the injury was due to an operational error, but I know. I've already heard this one. It's just as Lilopar told us every night. Those machines contain bloodthirsty, misbegotten creatures. They have been trapped within and are driven by pain and hatred, forgotten and abandoned by the world. Only by freeing them can we free ourselves. Yes, free ourselves from our cruel, indifferent freedom. But she asked me not to think all manner of wild thoughts and take care of myself. For there is work to do tomorrow. There is work to do every day. Okay, so that should be fine. What is this? See, I don't think I realized that. But like I said, I haven't really played much Mario. So apparently Tusk playing Legend of Zelda was like the first time he realized that bosses took more than 3 hits. They could take more than 3 hits. Because in Mario, they all take 3. What the hell do I do? How strange. Is there anything else up here? Not really, no. Kinda cool to be up here, though. Now, this is one I might come back for, then. It seems promising, but... I'm not seeing a solution at the moment, and I don't want to sit here like an idiot. Well, I mean, what if I just shoot these? Yeah, there's no spouts on them. Like the other ones. But what are you? You just call the elevator back. Alright, let's go. Yeah, back on the difficulty thing. I've thought about replaying Bloodborne again one day on stream. And like, the first thing I think about is just like, literally before almost anything else, as much as that's like tied for my favorite game in that franchise, in the Soulsborne kind of stuff. Even though that is like, oh wait, that was there! Man, I'm an idiot. Alright, we're good. I mean, I knew that Dendroculus was there, but I didn't realize there was a Zoomy boy there. Well, that's fine. We got to explore something else, too. As much as that's, like, tied for my favorite, and I think about all these really cool moments in the game, the first thing that I think about is like the earliest points I can grind to get stronger, because I just don't want to deal with certain things.
Gather. No rest.
Eye for an eye.
Are you gonna wake up? I'm glad you didn't. Is there a weenus moving around or something? Something's making noise. Ah, there's the things. Alright, what is this? It's like a K. Here's a way to show your age here in the US. If you remember when K through A was a rating on video games. No, K through A. It's kids to adults. I mean, you don't have the ESRB. That's why I said if you're in the US. You have, what, Peggy over there for games? I'm too lazy to look for a thing, so I'm just gonna brute force this.
Destiny
Peggy,
has brought me
18.
hither.
Yeah, K through A was kids to adults. There was, and that's a weird one because we had everyone. We had E for everyone. We also had K through A. And we had teen and mature and adults only and stuff. We also had EC, early childhood. That probably still exists, but I mean, no games I would play are gonna be early childhood games. Like games that are rated for everyone, like Crash Bandicoot, stuff like that, that's fun, like that's cool. But like literally playing a game for babies or whatever, like that's drawing, I gotta draw the line there. But yeah, it's just weird that because what's the difference between E and K through A? What's the difference between kids to adults versus everyone? How is that not also everyone? And I think that's why they got rid of it. Yeah, so right now, like I said, we probably still have EC, we have E, we have T, we have M, and we have AO. I don't think I have any keys, because I would have already used it. What, old people aren't adults? What are you saying? Why are these locked? I really don't want to fight those. Oh, there's too many elements. Do I really have to do this? No, I'm coming back later. I don't want to switch out parties. Wise men, how many are there? Can I make it? I could always eat food, but I think I can just barely make it. Wow. Made it by 3 dick hairs. I was going with the Metal Gear Solid reference. What do we have there? Is that another shrine, or is it something else?
Stabilize.
At the frying pan.
Begin.
Eyes.
Use this first.
Blink.
I will solidify.
Nice and spicy. I condemn you.
I really would like that just one-shot everything button. Can Dia be a one-shot everything character? Can Dia's move be one that just is like the BFG, it just kills everything on screen no matter what? And it recharges immediately? That would be cool.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
I would leave you alone, but you're keeping me in combat.
Rack and ruin.
What does this game need for puzzles? I actually think the puzzles in this game are some of the best in general. In terms of like environmental puzzles that you kind of figure out as you go. Faroxadon Note 2. Why does this place have a northerner camp? When the sun goes down, I'll send Minim and Ziri to take a look. Those two useless, rubbish, good-for-nothing, absolute buffoons. Not only did they almost get discovered, they also managed to lose Aidi during their escape. We spent ages training that dog. Come to think of it, though, things aren't too bad. Aidi must still be able to see our signal from here. Is a well-trained Eremite hound, after all. That northern girl and our dog sure seem to be getting along wonderfully. It didn't see the signal at all, that cursed traitorous mutt. I actually don't agree with that as much. Just for the sake of the video, Tuss says, a fast solve for the puzzles, like the lockpicks in Elder Scrolls, when you don't feel like it. I actually don't agree with that one here. I like the puzzles on this game. I actually like the combat. I just don't want to deal with enemies most of the time. I'm too lazy for that. Oh, got a Dendroculus. I've gotten probably at least 4, but I haven't really been keeping track. I need 6. Let me think back. There was one at the beginning. There was one in a challenge. There was another one that was just sitting out somewhere. And there was that temple thing I just went to a few minutes ago. That's all that comes to mind, so that's 4. So this could be number 5 if I get it. Do official kill. See that weave? My weave game is too strong. I mean, that would be amusing, sure, but I don't know. I'd be worried that they would find a way to monetize something like that. Like it costs resin or something to do the auto solve. The hell? Get out of here. Cookies are good. So I have a problem with like the way I eat and stuff. If I buy something like that, I'll just eat them all at once. So I really try not to buy stuff like that. Occasionally I do. Or when I'm at the store, I'll buy like, you know, a snack food of some kind. But the thing is, it's not a snack. Basically, I actually did that today and I'm regretting it right now because I feel it. I just feel a little bit sick or whatever. I bought some Cheez-Its today when I was at the store, and I ate the whole box. Like, that's all I've eaten today. And it was good, but I have no sense of moderation. It's why I can't drink alcohol, right? I can't just have one of something. If it's there, I'm gonna have it all. Enigmatic page. Ah, there is a shrine. And it's like right out there the direction I'm going, too. I'm not seeing anything down there, and I'm glad I'm not, because I don't want to I don't want to get distracted by something. Oh, I saw something this morning that I really liked. It was an article. It's actually like 2 days old or whatever, but I saw it this morning. I think it was from like Business Insider or something. And it says, OpenAI working on, like, software engineering model, AI model, to replace certain kinds of software engineering jobs. And I brought this up to a few chats with different friends of mine who are they all have software engineering backgrounds or whatever, right? And I was like, oh, you mean the thing I've been saying for like 2 years? And every time I bring it up to software engineer type people, they're all too self-absorbed and self-important that they're like, nah, software engineering's too special of a job. We can't be replaced by AI. It's not gonna happen. And I'm not just making this up. Like, I heard years ago, and I say this all the time, the reason I got into computer science was because I was interested in the idea of artificial intelligence. I'm not saying I'm the foremost expert in the field. I did study it. I studied it at the graduate level as well, not just undergrad. I took undergrad and graduate courses in it. And I do mess around a little bit as a hobby. I'm not the foremost expert in the field, but I follow things. I follow trends, I follow reports and studies and things that come out, and I listen to what experts in the field have to say as well. And I heard like 3 or 4 years ago that software engineering, contrary to what a lot of people expect, is going to be one of the first and easiest jobs to replace with AI. I heard that, you know, like a couple years ago, or a few years ago, and you know, I was like, you know what, they're actually right. Because I have a decent understanding of how this stuff works, and they're right. I understand why they're right. It's something that a lot of people are overlooking, though. And like I said, every time I bring it up to software engineering type people, that's like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. Like they somehow, it's like they're self-important, you know. Like they think they're immune to it. And I think it's going to catch a lot of software engineers off guard. Because they think it, you know, they're immune to it, right? It comes off as very arrogant to me, as if they just know better than the experts in the field who say, no, it's going to happen, right? And the thing is, everybody with, in the past few months, oh man, this sucks. Okay, I'm not going to go down there yet. Everybody in the past few months, since ChatGPT released, has been going nuts over it, right? And they've been talking about how it's writing code and everything. But at the same time, when you tell them it's going to be able to replace software engineering jobs, they say, no, it won't. But you're talking about how it writes code and everything. Why does it just stop all of a sudden when it comes to software engineering jobs? It's again like an arrogance, like somehow you think you're immune to it in a way that doesn't line up. Yo, this girl's jamming. I don't really want to attack her now. But she's gonna attack me. Nope. You were just chilling. You're good. I just wanted to get that. I'm gone. So anyway, it's like they think they're immune to it, but at the same time, they're like so impressed at how good it is at writing code and stuff. And it's like, it seems like cognitive dissonance to me. It's very interesting. But anyway, the idea of the article, I know it was wholesome, right? That's why I'm like, I'm not gonna kill you. The idea of the article really, it got me thinking about it. And here's what I think is gonna happen. ChatGPT, like, for people who know me, they saw me a year ago using GPT-3, not ChatGPT, using GPT-3, generating code and stuff, and I was sharing it with people like, bruh, look how crazy this is. Like, it's writing code and it's so accurate, like, or I tell it to do these bizarre, weird things, and it's actually really good at doing it. Like, that's impressive. I've been doing this since before ChatGPT, and you gotta, like, if you don't know, you gotta recognize ChatGPT is a weaker version of GPT-3 in a lot of ways. It's weaker in that it is a specialized version. So it's like GPT-3 with a lot of specializations that make it really good at a specific thing, but not as good at other things. It has a lot more limitations on it as well. So GPT-3 itself, if you can configure it and use it correctly, is way more powerful, like more raw power, right? And what I'm thinking they're probably going to end up doing is training something off of GPT-3 that's specialized entirely for software engineering, for programming, more so than GPT-3, right? I think that's what we're going to see, and I think it's going to catch a lot of people off guard, because a lot of people are ignoring it. A lot of people, you tell software engineers that, hey, your job's going to be replaced by AI, and it's going to be one of the first jobs that can be replaced. It's going to be very easy to be replaced. And they're like, no, it won't. Okay, have fun. Have fun here in a few years. What's going to happen is there's going to be a specialized model, and someone's going to have to drive that model, right? It's just like ChatGPT, where you have to go to ChatGPT and input some prompt for it to actually do things, right? And then at some point, they're going to be able to, they're going to expose like an API that it's going to be really tailored towards software engineering, and you can maybe feed it different kinds of documents and stuff too that'll be relevant for software engineering, and it'll be really good at processing that and then writing code and developing software based on that. But it's still going to require that human actor to come in and actually give it the prompts and like tell it what needs to be done, right? Because like one of the common rebuttals that one of my friends says is like, he's like, yeah, but the kind of software engineering that I do, we don't actually write that much code. And I'm like, I don't see how that changes anything. He's like, we're more designing and everything. I'm like, I don't see why I can't design. I mean, literally, you can go to ChatGPT right now and say, write me a high-level design for software that does X, Y, and Z, and it can. So if you train a model specifically to be able to do software engineering, why would it not be good at that? Why would it not be able to do that design stuff that's less coding focused, right? That's all I'm trying to say. But I think it would be interesting, at a point, you could even start getting rid of that human element, but you're also getting more towards AGI, artificial general intelligence, at that point too, if you could start getting rid of the human element there. Manifestation mechanism and signal spirit. These manifestation mechanisms require you to bring a nearby signal spirit near to them within a time limit after they're activated, and they'll be marked by a pillar of light at this time. There might be some unexpected reward upon reaching the final manifestation mechanism. These manifestation mechanisms require you to bring a nearby signal spirit near them within a time limit at... What? It's the same thing twice. Just 2 pictures. Is there going to be another? Yeah, there's another thing here. Records of the Ancient Oases, Part 6. The machines operate too quickly and will wound people at times, and badly too. Yet machines are valuable, while manpower can simply be replaced. Another night without sleep. Marak says that she heard screaming from the factory. The old folks say that it's the howling of shattered Jinn. Can Jinn feel agony too? Do they hate this labor that runs like water just as we do? Marak claims that she met a woman in the factory at midnight, dressed like the dancing girls of the Sub-Zeru's festival, and yet appearing like a Jinn mother, and the machines fell silent at her arrival. Lilopar, she called herself. She came amongst us and sang for us, and she stayed with us in silence. She could cure our exhaustion and hurts, and she could even heal those who had their fingers bitten off or limbs churned away by berserk machines. She also said that she could only come to us in secret when there was moonlight, or her healing benediction would not work. Marak was taken away by armored people, her and her big mouth. Let's see. So this is the thing? Yeah. Let's go for it, I guess. So yeah, I at a point where you're getting rid of the human element and even given the prompts and stuff, that's closer to like artificial general intelligence, which that's just going to be a completely different ball game. But I had another idea, and I was like, what if AGI ends up, the initial AGI just ends up being a bunch of non-AGI models all feeding into each other? That'd be weird, but not impossible. But you have to wonder how many models you need. How many of them need to be specialized, basically? Because the more specialization, the more the more models you need. But if you can have very generic ones, you could get away with fewer models. But ChatGPT is pretty generic. It can do a lot. So this is the thing, I saw it a few minutes ago, and I was like, I don't know what this is.
Cry out, my illustrious.
Jaeger is live. Alright, we're gonna just go back here and do this again now. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a very interesting time in my field. This is something I note about, and I just don't even know. I don't even think about, like, what should I do to prepare for this? It's not going to catch me off guard when it starts happening, but I don't know what I'm going to do. Because at a point, basically, there are some different thoughts. A lot of, big players in the field of AI think that we are pretty close to the singularity. A lot of them even would say within 5 to 10 years from now, we'll hit the singularity, which means artificial general intelligence. And at that point, everything changes. That's the idea, right? Everything would change because it's capable of so much, and self-improvement and all kinds of crazy stuff is going to be happening. Is this new? No. And if it really is that close, like I said, we're in for some crazy times in the not too distant future. John Carmack, from Doom, and he was at Meta for a while. He just left a few months ago, but he's like a rock star in the programming fields and everything. Like, this dude is legit. He is now focusing on AI. Oh, cool. He is now focusing on AI, and he thinks we're pretty close to the singularity. And his basic objective right now is to work on achieving AGI. One of the things he said recently was that he thinks we probably already have all the stuff we need to achieve AGI, but we just haven't figured out how to put it all together in the right way. So I think that's very interesting. And I'm kind of inclined to agree with that. You know, there was a thought that I heard a few years ago now, which was basically that the idea that we need to just keep making larger and larger models with more parameters is not the right approach to get to AGI. It's going to need some new idea.
Solidify.
And I kind of agree with that. Some new way to do things either entirely or with what we already have. Some new approach with what we already have.
I condemn you.
I've talked a lot about voice acting.
Stabilize.
I think, you know, we're gonna basically see voice acting
I condemn
challenged in the next few years, in the next 5 to 10 years. We're gonna see things getting rid of voice acting, replacing with AIs. You know, I mean, I've been watching that stuff for years, and there's some really good AI speech synthesis out there. You know, the one that's getting a lot of hype right now is Volley, and it can take just like 3 seconds of input from you know, it could take 3 seconds of me talking right now and make a pretty damn good approximation of my voice. And that's good, right? But there are these models that work like that, where they only take a few seconds and they're really good. But if you give them like 30 minutes of data, they're like so much better. It's obscene how high the quality can be. Okay. We need the slithery one. Now we freed this guy. Tusk says, I want AIs to become much more. I want to see that in action. A robot speaking it out like, no. No, I'm not going to read that. Oh. Oh, this is the domain. Is that why I had that little, like, layer-looking icon on it? Because I had to unlock it? Is this the one? No, it's this one. This is a one-time. We need Dendro. I don't feel like setting that up right now.
Destiny has brought me hither.
Alright, let's go back this way. I didn't finish this other thing. But I guess I need Dendro for it. I was looking for one of the Dendrogranum or whatever, and I couldn't find one. Anyway, yeah, I've talked a lot about my thoughts on how that's going to happen with voice acting. Is it just in here? I think it is. We're gonna see it with acting as well, just regular acting. Like movies, at a point... Okay, that's not working. Okay, what the hell? Is that not what I do? At a point, deepfakes... You know, that kind of... Oh, it's right there. Stuff like what we call deepfakes, which to me, I don't really like that term. It's just computer, it's like computer generated imagery, right? It's AI generated imagery for the most part. But that's gonna be easy enough to do. Like, you're gonna have basically AI generated movies. I don't mean AI generated video. We have that right now. Like Facebook has a thing which is basically AI generated video. But wait, what? There we go. Yeah, like Facebook has some of that, but I mean like entire movies actors and everything can be AI generated. Because why have a real person when it's easier, cheaper, and all that to just generate it? Make what you want with an AI, right? Make what you want rather than have to like get a person and go through all the trouble of like shooting the scenes and all that. Like that's a lot of work, right? There's gonna be people that don't like that. Okay, so what is this? The triangle. Oh my god. Ah, I don't want to fucking fight you guys. Leave me alone. I want to solve the puzzle. Just despawn the enemies or something.
Eye for an eye.
Alright, triangle thing, whatever that... I'm gonna call it a J, even though it doesn't look like one. And a squiggly. Wait, that's not it. Okay. Are we mirroring? No. Alright, I must have done something wrong. It's like a game of Snake. Do I have to do something else? Am I an idiot? What's going on? Whatever it is, I will figure out later. No! I was afraid of that. Unless I need it to...
Solidify.
Do I need it to do the chest?
I condemn you.
Or is it over this way somewhere? What is this? There's a thing here. Oh, it's just that. I have no idea where the fire thing is at. I need to light. Anyway, I feel like super disjoint today, and I'm just like saying random stuff and rambling. Wait, is it in here? But for real, software engineering and AI, it's going to be interesting. Because it's not it's not as stable as a lot of people think it is. It can and will be replaced at some point. And it will likely be sooner than people expect. How about over here? This might be it. The thing is, like I mentioned, it affects me because that's my field, but I don't want to be in the field. I don't like being a software engineer. Now, granted, if I'm looking at data science, that's not going to be any safer. AI is exceptionally good at processing data, right? So it's not going to be any safer. But what's really going to happen is once it starts really taking over jobs. Actually, yeah, let's get back on the topic because I forgot to mention this. Once it starts really taking over jobs, society changes. This isn't necessarily some like utopia. I'm not saying it's dystopian, but it's also not necessarily some utopian thing either. It's just, it has to change. When large portions of society, when their jobs become redundant and unnecessary because an AI can do them, society has to change to reflect that in some way. There will no longer be enough jobs for everyone because so many jobs can be replaced. I mean, unless the amount of physical jobs scales up exponentially. But I mean, I would think at a point where you have actual artificial general intelligence, even physical labor gets to go away if you get to that point, because AGI would be intelligent enough to figure out how to do physical labor jobs, which is actually really difficult for AI. Or not AI, but really difficult for machines, right? Physical things are like manipulating, moving things around in the three-dimensional, the real world is very difficult. Manipulating data is really easy, right? So, I mean, I think that's going to be the biggest problem to solve, but an actual AGI should have no problem doing that.
Stabilize.
I condemn you.
So like I said, society has to change drastically, and I think it could be for the better. Yeah, you talk about like universal income and all that, or if income even matters. You know, you talk about like Star Trek, and you have a post-scarcity society. I mean, those kind of things come to mind a little bit. We'll see what actually happens. But one of the things I was going to mention, I guess we're going to have something to read here, but it's about other jobs that are... Is there nothing here? Every other one of them has had something. This one's more bare than my ass is right now. I mean, what? Oh, there's music. What is this? I must have left it. So, there was another thing that you may have seen the other day where BuzzFeed announced that it was going to be using AI to write articles. But they're not the first one to do that. There was another website, I think they were literally using ChatGPT to write articles. And the thing is, that model, it can write articles, but it's not perfect. It doesn't have any kind of mechanism in place to verify that what it says is true. I don't mean ChatGPT, really. I mean, like, the people using it, what they could have done is used it to generate the article and then verified the information in the article, but they didn't do that. So apparently they were posting up these articles that were being generated that just had a lot of fake information in them and had to correct them. But the fact is, like, we're at the point where people are already using AI to write articles. BuzzFeed is saying they're gonna do it. So you want to talk about replacing jobs, like, here we go, it's happening. It's like literally happening now.
Cry out my illustrious name.
This isn't some, like, far-off thing. And again, if you're going to get a specialized model that's good at software engineering, that's made to be good at software engineering, just like ChatGPT is made to be good at chatting, then yeah, you're going to see it. You're going to see those job replacements happening pretty quickly. Like the moment it becomes available, there are going to be companies like, all right, how can we do this? How do we make this thing happen? We need Dendrograna. I think we have enough Dendroculus now to do the thing.
Solidify.
Oh, another dancer. Dude, it's already been almost 2 hours. What the hell's going on? Alright, I'm gonna leave that for later. That's why I marked it. So I did not see... Oh, wait. That is it. I am one, though, that I'm actually pretty excited about the possibilities, even though it's going to affect my field early. I'm excited about it. I care about things because they're interesting to me. I'm not thinking about job security or anything like that. I'm just like, dude, AI is cool. I want to see where it goes, right? Like, I didn't go to school to get a job. I went to school because I thought I had no choice, in that I was like, given a choice when I was graduating high school. It was like, go to college, you could stay here, you could live here and kind of just keep going to school, or go get a job and go out on your own, figure it out. It's like, well, that sounds like it would suck. I'll just go to school, right? I never wanted to get a job or anything, but I was like, I'm taking the easy route through life by going to school, and I went to school for way too long. So at first, I hated it, and then I started figuring out things that I actually enjoyed learning about and studying, and then I started doing that, and that's where, you know, I studied philosophy, and I then went and studied computer science. I never was thinking about jobs, even during the computer science one. I mean, I partially did say, okay, computer science can get you a decent job, I'll study that. But I wasn't like, I know what I'm going to do with my degree or whatever. I was just like, it sounds like it'll be fun, let's study it. And I think it gets decent jobs, so why not? I didn't have like plans or careers in mind or anything, right? So that's not a good idea. I don't recommend that. But most of the things I do are just because they seem interesting or cool or fun or whatever, right? And that's no different there. Like, I know it can upend my job, but I also just want to see it because it's fascinating to me, right? Like, I even treat my own body as like an experimentation platform at times, where some years ago, the first time I did a fast, it was literally just like, I wonder what happened if I don't eat for 3 days. What would it be like? That was it. It was just me experimenting with my body. That sounds very sexual when you say it that way, but it was literally me experimenting, like using my body as an experiment to see what would happen. And then, you know, I did the same with like ketosis and stuff. This was like 5-6 years ago. But it was, it's always been very interesting. Always been very interesting to just like experiment with random things like that and just see what happens. And to me, AI is no different. I used to always make the point, because something that actually annoys me, which maybe I shouldn't be annoyed by it, but something that actually annoys me is I watched a video, this was many years ago, like maybe 10 years ago, about femtophotography. And they're taking pictures at the scale of a femtosecond, which is like 10 to the negative 15. It's a very, very, very tiny number. And you can like basically see light moving and stuff at that. I think at the femto scale you can. You can basically see light moving, traveling, because the time scale is so small. And in that presentation, I'm just like, this is cool. I like this. But one of the things they do is they say, and here are the potential like military applications where we can use this to like see around corners and stuff. And I'm just like, boring. I don't care anymore. Like, I mean, I still care, but I mean, when a presentation starts going from like, here's this really cool new thing that nobody's ever done before, and then it starts saying, here are the practical applications that we can use. I'm just like, dude, I don't care. The thing is cool. It's cool on its own merits. It's interesting on its own merits. It doesn't need to me, it doesn't need a practical application. Like, I view that as a separate issue. Like, I view that as a separate thing. If you want to have a practical application, cool, but go sell it to a business. I understand the idea being that your presentation, to show it at like a tech conference, you're pitching practical ideas to get business. I really do understand it. You know, you're doing that to get attention and maybe catch the ear of people who are in those businesses. But I just don't care. Like, just leave it as the technology alone and just let it stand on its own merits is the way I view it.
I see through you. Don't be a killjoy. We've only just begun. Solidify.
But I'm weird about that. It always bothers me though. It's like, this thing can be used in the medical field. Like, this, I'm like, dude, I don't care. It's just cool. Like, science and breakthroughs and stuff like that are just cool, man. I don't need something. I don't need something to be practical about it. I like it just for the sake of itself.
I condemn you.
Gather. You need to hurry up. This one's
Eye for an eye.
Can this guy die already? Dude, I hate the enemies with shields in this game. They take way too long to die.
I condemn you.
I'm not putting fire out anymore because I don't know if I was actually healing the shield. Oh my god, more enemies, why? Dude.
Get them. Eye for an eye.
stay right there.
I don't have the patience to deal with this guy.
Vengeance will be mine. I condemn you. Eye for an eye. What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
Glad I got rid of all those artifacts. And weapons. A lot of those aren't either, but just thinking about how many things I picked up today. There's some. Alrighty. Guess we'll go just a little bit longer. I would like to get, like, the rest of these uncovered, and we're not far off from it. What is our exploration here? 19%, not very much. But we've got most of the waypoints and stuff discovered, which is good. So this sets me up for a quest or something happening here. And I guess the I'll Hate Them thing might be the only new quest to do right now, I'm not sure.
Solidify.
I'm sorry, Sumpter Beast, I didn't want to hurt you, but... I gotta get the chest, and this dude was blocking it, and you were standing right next to him, and you were gonna fight me anyway. It's like, it won't open.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
Is that a... yeah, it is. We'll go for that before I go for the thing I'm the waypoint. I was like, I thought I saw something here.
You are not welcome here.
I condemn you. Eye for an eye.
I really do, like... There's so many enemies. This isn't me just bitching this time. There's so many enemies. I think it would be cool to have ways to not be hostile all the time. Like, I understand chests like that are linked up against defeating the enemies, but I think it'd be interesting to have ways to become friendly. Like, I mentioned the Hilly Churls before. Like, we went through all the stuff in the chasm, and we got a lot of information about the Hilly Churls being tied to Conria and the Abyss and everything. And it's like, it's hard to look at them as enemies, per se, after you get all that lore drop on them, right? And I think it would be nice to have some way to, like, hey, Hilly Churls are no longer your enemies. Alright, we got a nice chest over there. Oh, we got a waypoint here, too. So I was gonna come this way anyway. I mean, I guess I knew that to an extent, but okay, good, we're backtracking. I like that. So we'll come back here in a bit. Dude, I am not feeling good. Eating an entire box of Cheez-Its today. Anytime I buy them, that's what I do. It's not like a new thing. But that's why I literally sat there and I went through the aisle because I was getting something else in that aisle. And I was like, dude, I kind of want some, but I'm not going to because I know. And then I felt like I was forgetting something, and I did another quick lap through a bunch of the store. And then I just went in there and got some. I was like, screw it. Because I saw them sitting somewhere else in the store as well. And that reinforced the idea. I don't know why I was so weak today. I don't know if I should go up there or not. There was a good chest somewhere over this way. Yeah, I think that's it. You know, someone who gets definitely a lot of attention online is Asmongold. And I've watched a lot of his more reaction style content. I'm not really into World of Warcraft. I know he plays that a lot. So I've never really watched any of his gameplay. I was watching his, it just randomly popped up yesterday. Vampire Survivors. Popped up in my recommended, like, Asmongold buys a very expensive game and plays it for the first time. And I saw the screenshot, I was like, oh, I know what game that is. And it was hilarious watching the chat on that more than anything. Because he would, like, get a level up and get the items show up, and then he would pick something, and chat would always be like, how does he always pick the worst option? Like, they're so frustrated. And sometimes, like, I find it hard to tell if he's memeing or what. Because sometimes I'm watching and I'm like, okay, he has to know that, right? Like, he has to already understand this. How could he not? But then he's, like, still making the same mistake over and over. Or it's like, I mean, the one that gets me is how quickly he was picking options. And I was like, I feel like he hasn't read everything that's shown up on the screen a lot of the times, because like the thing will pop up, he's like, I already know I want this, but he's got like 2 new items there, and one of them is like really good, and he just bypasses it over and over, and it's like, oh my god, this is frustrating. I get it. I get the chat. It was enjoyable to watch. I wasn't watching it because I didn't want to watch it. I was watching it because despite that, it was still amusing. I think he had a death. I think it was on the first video. I started the second one as well. He had a death with like 31 seconds left before his first victory. He choked. He had another one where this was in the second video. He was doing really well. He had a really good build going with good evolutions on his weapons and stuff. And he was like not paying attention or something and literally just stood there for like 3 to 5 seconds as an enemy just chewed him up. Like he didn't even move, he literally stood there. And he basically had a free victory with that build. It was a really good build. That would have been his first victory. And it's like, oh my god, dude. It's so frustrating at times.
I can put these to good use.
I know Tusk was playing that a bit. He sent me some images. I think he's having fun with it. I feel like he was probably doing better.
I condemn you.
I hate when you gotta sneeze and it doesn't happen. We got one of those weird boys out here. Oh, that's just right here. Love it. A scorpion? I want Fischl to be as strong as Eula is. That would be cool. Can this guy go? Bruh. Is the thing... Oh. I actually didn't know the thing was going to be inside of it. I was just going to say, is that thing blocking the Seelie from moving?
Destiny has brought me
I mean, it
hither.
was, but not in the way I expected. What do we have here? Oh my god, I hate that.
Solidify.
By the way, I think that's the first gameplay I've ever really watched of Asmongold. Like I said, I don't watch World of Warcraft. I like a lot of his React style content because he has like pretty good takes on most things. He's actually like one of the more sane, like big, large scale content creators as far as I've seen.
Rack and ruin.
Moist Critical's pretty sane for the most part, but I don't usually see him take on some of the same topics. There's definitely some overlap. But I also see Asmongold taking on some different types of topics at times too.
Solidify.
Oh, you little dick weasel, get down here.
I condemn you.
Ow.
Rack and ruin.
We're gonna go to a waypoint soon anyway and get a heal. Because I'm gonna cash in my Dendroculus.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
Are we ever gonna get more stamina? That's the real question I have. Yo, look at this big ass machine! Oh, that's so cool. You can see it on the map. Little robo dude. Alright, yeah, what's up with this? It's got that, like, symbol on it, like a couple sheets layered on top of each other or something. Speaking of sheets, I may or may not have bought a new bed. And just like everything else in life, I go overboard. I've had my current bed for like 20 years. A little over 20 years, actually, I believe. And I sleep really hot. So this bed also helps with that. It's basically a big old smart bed. Ooh. It's a smart bed, and it can, like, cool and stuff based on your temperature dynamically to keep you comfortable. But good lord, do you pay a premium for it? I'm gonna be paying on it for, like, a good chunk of the year. Forgotten River Valley. Dude, this place is cool. Give every single, like, environment designer and artist and stuff in this game, give them huge raises. Those guys drop a bunch of meat. I haven't cooked in so long in this game, though.
Cry out my illustrious name.
Oh, they're fighting me.
Let me amuse myself a little.
I condemn you. Rack and ruin. I condemn you.
You got an earth thing.
Let me amuse myself.
Rack and ruin.
You break really easily because of it too, I guess.
Eye for an eye.
But that other lady didn't die?
Just cry out my illustrious name.
I'm gonna pretend no, I do see a book. God damn it, there's... No, I'm gonna leave the rest. Oh, that's not a book. Get me out of here. I don't want to fight them. Really? For this? Maybe for it's an enemy. Alright, so next up is going to be this guy. We're probably going from here. Yeah, once I get these next couple of waypoints and we're done with that, I'm going to wrap up. I'm definitely feeling kind of meh. It's my fault. See wavy lines there. It's still the area that I've never been able to go into. Kind of feel like leaving that.
Stabilize. Trouble. No rest.
I condemn you.
Alright, so no questing today, huh?
Eye for an eye.
Can you stop? Jesus Christ.
I condemn you.
You guys die?
Eye for an eye.
How regretful.
Cry out my illustrious name.
Alright, just a couple more now. Because we have that domain. We have those two. I don't know if this one counts. City of Gold. I don't think that one counts, but I might grab it anyway. Might be hard to get to. That might be why I never got it, because I think that's in a previous place. I think I remember trying to go for a domain and not figuring it out. I might be wrong. No, there's a cube in the middle of that, so it doesn't change based on the type of challenge. I hate this so much. Does every single one of these have an enemy? No, not quite, but almost.
Destiny has brought me hither.
Don't like it. There's stuff down there, but I'm gonna save it. This guy's cool though, this little robot dude. Dude, that's huge. Like, that's Conria technology. That's just bonkers. If Alhaitham's the only story we get, the only, like, main new quest we get here, I'm really hoping it's gonna be a big old beefy one. Like, not beefy as in, like, a 6-hour quest. I gotta be careful what I say. Beefy as in, like, lore and stuff. Like, if he's taking over, like, the sage position just temporarily while they're looking for new ones, he's privy to a lot of information, so it is a storyline. I don't know what it's going to be, but just thinking back to where things ended before with him in like 3.3 or whatever, or no, 3.2. If he's still in that position, he's probably privy to a lot of information, and a lot of interesting things could come from it. Is someone dancing down there? So, how do I get down? You know what? It's probably to do with the robot dude. I don't know if I want to deal with that right now. Something just popped up on my phone. I didn't see what it was. Let's go over here. Yo, those hilly trolls are booking it. No, don't curve this way, dude. Come on, I'm slamming. Okay. I was slamming that button because I didn't want to get into a fight. Alright, I guess I'll do this one. But that's so wholesome, though. Little mushrooms hopping and, like, staying in a formation with each other. I love it. Reminds me of another game that has some like, humanoid mushrooms.
What trinkets lie veiled within this desolate plain?
By the way, backing up like 2 hours almost. And I was talking about being overpowered and stuff. And I mentioned that's part of why I've kind of stopped caring about the Souls games and stuff and that franchise. Because it used to be like my favorite thing. And then I just got tired of it over time. That's part of the reason why I didn't play the newest game. The Elden Ring. I like how I put the in front of it, but I was treating it almost as a proper noun. Because people, like, I don't like to talk about that game even. I don't like to bring more attention than I need to it, because I don't want people talking to me about it, because maybe I will play it one day. I own it, but I honestly have no plans of playing it anytime soon. Of course. Oh, they gave up. Nice. So I have no plans of playing it anytime soon, but I do own it. So I don't want to spoil it, just in case, you know. But, yeah, it's a big reason why I didn't play that is because when I think about it, the first thing that comes to my mind is, like, it'll be cool to, like, discover a new game, like, discover a new map and world and everything. There's a lot of great potential there, but the first thing that comes to my mind is, like, how much am I going to be dealing with, like, you know, just dying. Like, I don't usually die over and over and over and over in the same thing too much, but I'm also just thinking about, like, how am I going to deal with grinding and stuff. Like, I have to figure out new grinding points, and I literally think about, like, if I play that, I'm probably going to be playing off stream just to grind at some point. And when I think about that, I'm just kind of dreading the idea.
Destiny has brought me hither.
I don't feel like doing the spinny things there. Well, Finnick boy, what's up? There was a chest that I saw over here earlier. Did I already get it? I think so, yeah, I remember walking through all that stuff. It was like right here. Oh, it's the one I fought that big robot for a minute ago. Right, that one I'll probably leave for now. See a picture. Is this a quest? No, I think we're all hostile.
I condemn you.
I've never seen something like that before.
I'll take my leave.
Oh, it's right here. Cool, I thought I was going to have to climb. The Moon Blue Canals. I like it. You can see the robot dude in the back. That's pretty sick. So we can go this way, maybe? Ah, there it is. Yep, Dendroculus. We got a boss down here. What's it called? Satek Weenut. Sure, we'll do it. Why not? Weenut sounds like the name of some, like, communist porn site or something. It's probably not pronounced wee nut, but I just think that sounds funny. If it's like based off of a real thing, or if the game eventually says it out loud, then I'll say it the correct way. Like, I know what a djinn is, you know, genie and stuff.
Solidify.
Satek Weenut, an apex predator deep in the desert that can use the power of Anemo to a certain extent, which allows it to leave the ground while in combat and enter a floating state. While floating, it can fire windbite bullets. If these bullets are not destroyed in time, they will be converted into a high-density curtain of such bullets. Attacks from elements that may react with Anemo can destroy windbite bullets, which will temporarily decrease the corresponding elemental resistance of the Satek Weenut. After 2 windbite bullets are destroyed in succession, the Satek Weenut will be brought down from its floating state. Oops, I did the wrong button there. I need to do that. I want to just try to one-shot him if I can, so I don't have to deal with the bullets. No! There we go. Big damage.
Stabilize.
Big dick damage. Use attacks with the specific elemental types. Trigger swirl.
I summon thee.
He who controls the spice.
Quake.
I guess I did it.
Condemn you.
Solidify.
Rack and ruin.
Gotcha, bitch. Been a while since I fought a boss. Like one of these kind of bosses. Been a while since I've really used resin at all, I guess. Good times. Alright, no more of those to get. We'll figure that one out another time. That's it. We explored a new area. We didn't go on the mountain, but that's fine. There's nothing there to get, but you could see the swirling on the map, which is a pretty cool effect. Is there anywhere else on the map that we get an effect? Like that? Not even Dragon Spine, right? Oh, Inazuma has some clouds, yeah. But not even Seirai Island, it just did it on this one where it's foggy. Very interesting. I like how this is max zoom out, and you can't even get all of Inazuma. But to be fair, Inazuma, it's more water than land, like on the map right now, on the screen. Like here... Okay, this is wild, because everything here on the screen, like, that's Liyue. And plus some, right? Like, this is Dragon Spine, so we're in Mondstadt territory up this way. I think that's the inn. So Liyue does go a little bit up to there, but it can basically fit on the screen. This stuff here, this is like the border-ish. Maybe it's over this way, because the cat... Well, I'm just talking Liyue that was in-game before the chasm, like the original Liyue. It's kind of small. Because we go over here to Sumeru. This is like the original Sumeru, pretty much. And look how much it's expanded with this big-ass desert. Like, they really added a lot of landmass with the 3.x updates. Like, that's a lot of landmass they've added. 28% exploration there, not bad. I wanted to go back to one of these now. And we're gonna get a heal for anything I might be missing. Zhongli was missing a bit. And now I know we have more than 6 Dendroculus. What do we have, like 9? Oh, what? Wow, 15. Offer all, let's go. Cool. So we still need quite a few more. We need 23 more But we're getting there. Or we did not get another constellation thing. Oh, that'll be the last one. Cool. We got one of my favorite animations, but I couldn't see. I want to go to... I'm looking for one back in... Here's one. I'm gonna go to that, shrine up here, because we got a key for it. I want to take the earlier shrines before the newer ones that were added. Just, I don't know, arbitrary, but I want to. And we'll take a look at the map. The upper left, it tells me some things I can maybe do. I know I have a couple reputation things I can do. I'm a little less concerned with that, and more, can I like cash in some of these sigils and get a good couple of rewards? I think I can, actually. I don't know if I've gotten a lot of sigils today. I think I did get some. If I do have enough, I think the next reward was another key. It's been a couple weeks. I missed last week's session. I didn't even talk about that. I feel bad every time I miss it for this game, because I only really play it once a week. And I do really like this game. I feel bad because I feel like I'm disrespecting it. Increase the level cap of the Tree of Dreams, yeah. I think this is going to be another key. So, how do I do this? I go this way, I think. It's not on the map right now, I gotta move closer to the spot. Yeah, there it is. Basically, last week, I was in a not a great mental place, I guess. And I didn't stream, like I streamed Metal Gear Solid 2, I finished it on Sunday, and then I should have done this Sunday night. And I was sitting there, and I was just like in this weird place, and I just didn't do it. And then I didn't do my coding stream Monday, I didn't do Dwarf Fortress Tuesday, and you know, like me and Dwarf Fortress. And I didn't do coding stream Wednesday. I really planned on doing Dwarf Fortress Thursday, I was like, I don't want to miss it. And then I was so tired. Just so, like, exhausted mentally and physically, like, depressed and stuff, that I just didn't have the energy. And I did Caves of Cod, Friday, so that was my return back. And then Saturday morning, I was supposed to do Metal Gear Solid 3. And I struggled, because I found out the hard way that you can't capture PlayStation 3. Hold on. Alright. Yeah, we do get a key. Let me see real quick. Rewards. Do we just see the next one, or we can see a few? I don't know how far we're gonna push. Let's find out real quick. Oh, he had one. So we got it up to 20, which is pretty cool. We get that key, we're gonna go use it. Couple Intertwined Fate. It's gonna be a while before we get anything else major. The crown is it. Yeah, so I found out that you can't, oh, the colors look really nice, especially with like Fischl's outfit and stuff. Well, I could just disable the HUD right now. Do the animation. Yes. Anyway, I found out the hard way that PlayStation 3 has HDCP that you cannot disable. So a normal capture card will not just be able to pick up a PlayStation 3. And I didn't know that, because I never tried to capture it before. So, me not knowing that, I get everything ready. I'm ready to stream. I'm ready to start right at 10 o'clock. About 10 minutes before I start up the PlayStation so I can be, ready to go, and it won't capture. I'm like, well, I've had that happen before. You turn the console off and on, maybe you unplug the HDMI a time or two, like it could just be finicky, I don't know, like whatever, right? Nope, still nothing. So, I mean, I'm messing with stuff, I'm like Googling and all that. It took a while somehow it took a while for me to finally hone in that it was HDCP. I looked into potentially doing remote play, but it was technically supported on PlayStation 3, where you could stream it to your PC, but the software is basically, I want to say almost discontinued by Sony. Like, I couldn't find it anywhere on the website. I found something, third-party open source on GitHub, but I saw mixed opinions about it, and I didn't fully trust it. I don't want to say, I'm not throwing shade at the people who made it, but I didn't 100% trust it from what I saw. And I didn't want to sit there and actually, like, audit the code myself. So I was like, well, we'll pass on that one. I have the PlayStation 2 version and a PlayStation 2, but I don't have a cable that I could, like a composite to HDMI or something. I don't have any option for that, so we're out of luck there. I ripped my copy of the HD collection and tried to emulate it, and it was stuttering terribly. Like, it was playable, but it was not enjoyable. And like, I spent 3 to 4 hours trying to get this thing working. I even tried emulating the PlayStation 2 version, and it was stuttering. It was weird. Finally, I changed my power settings. First of all, what do we have? Use the wind bite bullets. Okay. The perfect sandstorm. We're heading straight into meteorological hell. I hate him myself. Be attacked by a weenut for the first time. Flat out, the blind weenut crash across the desert, and yet even such reckless charges do sometimes yield results. Unlock all shrines of depths in the following areas in Sumeru. Okay. Light up the maps of the following area. Follow for Sealy. Complete 7 open world challenges in that desert. Cool. Now I'm just going to finish my little rambling. I had, I changed the power settings of the computer. And, I'm technologically savvy. I looked into some benchmarks and stuff on the power settings like over a year ago, and it seemed to be the consensus, and I trusted the sources, that the power settings really don't affect much on modern machines. Because of the way they throttle and everything, they're smart enough they can actually, you could run it like a lower power setting and it's not really going to affect performance or anything, right? But that's the only change I made, and it's now like buttery smooth. So there might be, it might be something with the way it's caching things, and I don't know. Whatever it is, like it's buttery smooth. I'm even upscaling it and it's buttery smooth still. So it's like, cool, I got it working, but I spent hours yesterday and I couldn't even play it. So back to the original point of that story is I missed the Metal Gear Solid stream. I didn't do Caves of Cud last night either because I had someone in country. Basically, they've been out of the country for a while. They come back to the States occasionally, but this is the first time we've seen each other since 2020. So we were catching up last night and, couldn't stream because of that. And I did do Metal Gear Solid 3 this morning, and then we're here. So I missed, the last stream I did was, so I did Sunday a week ago with Metal Gear Solid. Then I missed Genshin, missed everything up until Friday. So I did the Friday stream. And then I did nothing on Saturday, missing 2 of them. Although I really did try to do the first one. I was just stuck in troubleshooting hell. And then I did the 2 today. So it's been like a weird week. Hopefully this week, most of what I missed on the Genshin on Sunday night and then Monday through Thursday was like just mental, you know, bad mental stuff. So hopefully this week goes better, this week coming up, because I don't want to miss a bunch of stuff. Like, I want to make progress in all the things that I'm playing, and I want to make progress on the coding stuff, but, you know, sometimes you gotta just take that mental break, you know? Okay, so enough of me rambling about that. I think we've covered everything I want to do. So, one more thing. Ooh, we got Freemo gems? Forgot about that. 300? Yeah. Let's go ahead and buy... I like to do this, by the way. You go in here, and then you go to shop, because when you close the shop, it takes you right in there. Let's go ahead and get all the intertwined fate we can, and just burn them, and see if we could all hate them. We're actually not terribly far from a pity. From the guarantee. But I don't know if it's gonna happen. We gotta do these one at a time, too. Oops, you can't click on that. I wish we had one more. I don't know if I'm gonna, like, want to get her constellation super high, but I'm definitely gonna get Dia. Like, I mean, I'm gonna get pretty much everyone, but I want to kind of save up a little bit for her. And if she's gonna be, like, really good, which I hope, then I might get her constellation pretty high. So this one sucks, because this burned through everything. And then I don't know what the second half of this banner is going to be, if it's going to be anyone that I want or not. Or the second half of this patch. Should get... Oh, no, wait, we're done. I was like, we should get like a 4-star soon, but nope. What time is it? Okay, those are the old polls from earlier. Because it is not 1938. It's and even if you want to adjust for time zones or something, no, it's the 38. Local time is 2104. So it hasn't added the new polls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, plus 9, so 57. I've done 57, so we're not as close to the pity as I thought, because it's 90. But another bout of Primo Gems, or another bout of Genesis crystals or whatever, will definitely... I'll get all hate them. So we could do that on next stream. And if for some reason I miss next Sunday, then I will do it before he goes away. For sure. But I'd like to do it on stream. Alright, that is a pity. See what I did there? Alright. Well... Thank you to anybody who showed up today, whether you are lurking or chatting. I do appreciate it. If you are new and you are watching the stream right now and you like Genshin Impact, you definitely want to hit that follow button and at least drop in on Sundays. But I'm also playing a bunch of other games. Ooh, there's a Sealy I missed. Let's grab him while I'm doing the outro. I also play a bunch of other games. Right now, what I have going concurrently, I actually already talked about them, but I have Caves of Cud and Dwarf Fortress, and I'm replaying all the Metal Gear Solid series. Currently on Metal Gear Solid 3, which I just started today. And that'll be Saturdays and Sundays, 10 a.m. Central. And I also do coding streams on Mondays and Wednesdays, so all that's going on concurrently is some good stuff. So if any of that seems interesting, definitely hit that follow button, come hang out. It is a good time. Also, you can head on over to YouTube. My streams go up 2 weeks after they're live here on Twitch. And if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, congrats on being in the future. But yeah, while you guys are over there, I'd appreciate if you do all the fun YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a comment. I do read and respond to comments. Sometimes it takes a day or two, but I do respond, and I do appreciate them. Lastly, you can also follow me on Twitter. Don't do too much there. I do tweet when I go live. I've had people complain in the past about Twitch notifications being unreliable, coming in like an hour or two after I start streaming. So I tweet when I go live. I do the occasional other stuff on there, but not too much, so it's not too spammy. Yeah, I did see a minute ago we needed one more Sealy to get the that achievement. There's a chest right here too, yeah?
Just following orders.
Just following orders is not a good excuse. See, why is that hilly churl... Okay, we gotta talk about that. Yeah, I think that was the whole outro anyway. Wasn't too sloppy, but not great at the same time. Ah, there you are. Did you just get teleported? You weren't back here before. Did you get rubber banded back? I didn't realize we were close on that one too. Nice.
Stabilize.
Eye for an eye.
Where do you think you're going?
Alright. Come on, Bish.
I condemn you.
You sure you want to do that after I whooped up on everybody?
Eye for an eye.
Bro, this guy can't aim. Did you see how bad that was? Yeah, why was a hilly churl attacking me? He's in a cage. Like, if they were gonna put people in cages like that, they should have changed their AI routines. That was a bit goofy. Like, the slimes have been doing that too. And I'm like, that's a bit goofy, come on. You're gonna go through that effort. At least, you know, make them just do nothing or something, right? Maybe if you attack them while you're fighting the other guys, it makes sense for them to try to get out of the cage. Like, you know, like they're mad at you.
I condemn you.
But that was a little bit too video gamey to see the guy in the cage just running against the cage trying to get to me when he never can. And it considers me being in combat. Yeah, it's a bit goofy. Alright.
Destiny has brought me hither.
I think that's good. Let's work back here now. We've done the outro. Oh, that's not bad. Just a little under 3 hours. The recording is 2:43:54. The live is 2:51:22. Not too bad. Let's go to those next Primo Gems and then let's put a fork in it because we are done. We'll do some questing next time. But this... You always gotta do the exploration, of course. Exploration is important. And when a quest brings me out here, I don't get as distracted by random bits and bobs throughout the desert because they, I've already taken care of them, right? There'll still be the occasional, but I've already taken care of, I won't say the vast majority because we're only 28%, but a lot of the egregious stuff is already handled now, so it's a good place to be. Alrighty. With that said, and all the outro and stuff done, oops. Alright, hang on. That messed up the video a little bit. With that said, and all the outro and stuff done, until next time. Oh, we're lagging. Hold on. What the hell's going on there? Oh my goodness. All right. I hope it's not lagging the voice, so I'll just say it. Until next time, have a good day, have a good night, whatever it is, wherever you're at, take it easy.
I was a North American fall webworm in my past life. Ah, those were the good old days. What were you in your former life?